Good Monday to you, everybody. Incom 731. Welcome to week boom 1. How you doing? Doing all right? Good to have you. Before we get this week started, let's get things started off correctly. With a little coffee. There, much better. Okay, I am here and ready for you now. You're sufficiently caffeinated communication instructor, Dr. Jeff Gardner. Good to have you. All right, welcome to the class. I have what I believe is an interesting class for you, organizational communication in digital age. All right, and so for this video, I'm going to go over very quickly what it is that you need to do for week 1, what materials you need to make sure that you have for the class, and then how you sort of keep up and keep on top of things week by week. Okay, so numero uno this week, you must take the syllabus quiz, which I believe is already up in Canvas, and if it's not, I will see to it that it is. Excuse me. This is a participation exercise that you have to do because we have to determine that you're an actual you, that you're actually in the class, that you're not a bot, that you haven't enrolled and then skipped out, and taken the federal money. I know no one would do that around here, but we're just required to make sure that none of that's going on, because if we don't, we're going to lose our federal funding and our ability to participate with federal funding for you, the students, and we don't want that. So I am looking at it right now, and this is not a quiz that I create. This is created at the departmental level. And I'm just having a quick look-see here, and I do not see our syllabus quiz. All right, I will make sure that that gets posted and you get a crack at it. All right, so that'll be the thing that you got to get on top of this week. Number one. Number 2, make sure that you download the syllabus and then print it, please. Okay, this is going to be your guide throughout the semester. It'll give you what it is that we're doing week by week. It's going to give you deadlines. It's going to give you point values for assignments. It's going to give you total points for the class, all of that good stuff, and then all of the policies and procedures that go with Regent University, which by now you should be very familiar with because, here you are as graduate students, okay? But quickly, there are 4 texts that are required. I have a few that are recommended, and throughout the semester, I'll be throwing up, not like but, handing to you additional readings that I believe you'll find interesting and relevant to what it is that we are doing, okay? But for the class, the following 4 texts are required, and you can get them at Amazon. If you didn't already get them at the bookstore, I just, I'm not terribly thrilled with some of the pricing schedules that I see at the bookstore, if you get my drift. All right, so the first book is Faisal and Hoke and Drake Bear, Everything Connects. This book, I think you're going to like. You might find some of the ideas in it different and interesting. It's a little fuzzy in places, but that doesn't mean that there aren't some good points to be made. Okay, so get that one, and then you need a nonprofit, non-marketing, the future of nonprofits, which I don't seem to have here in front of me. All right, wrong book. But this is by David Neff. That's a good book, especially if you have any interest in working in the not-for-profit sector with your communication degree. And that is an area that I think is oft overlooked in a sector that I've worked in for years and years. Okay. Schmidt and Cohen's The New Digital Age. This is an important book, a controversial book, okay, because it makes some claims that we're gonna poke. take a poke at throughout our readings, and then Tapscott and Williams, Micro Economics, very important book by a couple of very important authors. All right, all of these are available for you on Amazon. If you don't have them already, you can get them. I don't care if you get them used or not, you get them cheap. Okay, those are the books that you got to get. Okay, so in addition to printing out the syllabus, taking the quiz, which I do not see it there right now, but I will get it put up, sine more, as they say, without delay. What you'll do week by week is log into Canvas, check the modules. Each week I'll have a module up for you, and it will tell you, what it is that we're going to be doing, okay, week by week. So this week, I need you to read chapters 1 through 3 of the Everything Connects book, all right? And then, go through all the sections in the module. You go to like the module and you start with the section that says overview, and then you go to the section that says study, then you go to the section that says assignments. You know the drill. Okay, so after you read chapters 1 through 3 in Everything Connects, I want you to read one psychological skill you should master if you want to be successful. This is also by the author, and this is published from Business Insider a little while back, and I think you're going to find it intriguing. It's an interesting pairing to your, it's like a wine with the fish or something like that. Okay, and then after you finish with that, each week you're going to have discussion questions, and I need you to make sure that you answer them. And this is sometimes a point of clarity, so I want to make sure that you get this right out of the gate. You will answer all of the discussion questions. Sometimes there'll be usually 4, sometimes there'll be 5. All right, if there's a lot of reading, and there's a good bit here today for this week, and then each question you need to respond to at least 3 of your classmates. All right, so for each question, not for all 5, but for each one. Now, some of you have emailed me already and said, is there a word limit? No. All right. However, in responding to your classmates, I need you to say something more substantive than, yeah, good point, or yeah, I was thinking the same thing, or interesting. Come on, man. Give me some love. Let's actually have a discussion about what's going on here. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay. There is a comprehensive exam, which will be drawn from the questions in the weekly discussions. Okay. And there is a paper, and here's how I like to work the papers for my classes, right? Because I went through undergraduate school, then I went through graduate school. Actually, I went through twice for 2 PhDs, and I write now. I write WRIT as a journalist, and I do a lot of my own stuff. And since the way back, I hear from my instructors, writing is rewriting. Writing is rewriting. You don't just write something, boom, you rewrite it. And the reason for that is writing is fundamentally arranging. It's composition. It's arranging your thoughts and then putting those thoughts down on paper. Writing is not, let me just reach up here for a pad. It's not like, you take a pad of paper and then just like flip it open and wander around going, scribbling down everything you hear. All right. Okay, maybe if you were William S. Burroughs as one of the beat poets, but you're not. It's composition. And composition only occurs with recomposing. Okay, so I always heard that, but the way the paper semester structure was set up was it would be one paper due in the last week, usually on the last day or somewhere in there close to the last day. And I don't know about you, but when I was a graduate and I would finish with a semester, I had typically very little time to go back and reflect on what I did because I was getting geared up for what I got to do. Okay, and I didn't sit down. I mean, yeah, of course I read my papers and my instructor's feedback, but I didn't sit down and like, yeah, yeah, she's right. I do need to do this. All right. I did not get that much in the way of utility. I got feedback, but utility by way of feedback at the end of the semester. Flash forward, and now I'm on the other side of the podium, however, virtually. And as an instructor, it's frustrating for me. I can't give you meaningful feedback with a stack of papers like, yay big. And this isn't the only class that I'm teaching. And in the graduate classes, it's like 20 to 25 or 25 to 30 pages. So you multiply that by, 70 people. Now we're talking thousands of pages. I'm a pretty fast reader and a fast thinker. I'm not a fast reader and fast thinker enough to give meaningful feedback over 3,000 pages or 2,000 pages. Come on. Okay. So here's what I'd like to do. You'll notice in the syllabus that it says that the assignments that you have an annotated bibliography, and then you have a final paper. I'm going to give you an instructional sheet when we get a little bit further down the way that'll explain this to you, what it is that we're going to be doing. All right. And you will be turning in part 1 of your paper. And I will be going over that very carefully and giving you the best feedback that I can about everything from your methodology to your references to, little annoying stuff like what style you're using. And I mean, like APA as opposed to Chicago Manual style and stuff. And I got to be honest with you, because I write in different places. And so I'm, sometimes, so when I'm writing as a journalist, it's Associated Press style. When I'm writing as an academic, it's the American Psychological Association style. When I write for history publications, it's Chicago Manual style. I can't keep these things straight. Okay, so that's why I use style guides and online stuff like that. So I'll be giving you feedback about that. And I'm going to give you feedback about your writing, because we're communication majors, dang it. And we have to know how to organize our thoughts in a coherent manner when they hit the paper. Because whether it's, like actual paper or electronic representation, most people will meet you, especially in your professional capacity, on paper. The majority that will meet you, period, on paper, and the statistically significant majority, way up in the 90 percentiles, will meet you on paper before they meet you in person and make decisions about meeting you in person based on what they see on paper. So you got to get that locked down. That is your writing ability. Okay, so I'll be giving you feedback about that. And then you take that feedback and you finish your paper. Now, here's how I work my courses. If you incorporate the changes that I recommend in part 1 of your paper, and that's, it goes both ways, meaning I say, oh, hey, yeah, this is good, do more of this. And hey, yeah, this is not. And I shouldn't say good, this is effectual, this worked, do more of this. This is ineffectual, this doesn't work, don't do that. And then in the final version of your paper, you correct that stuff in part 1. And then in the rest of the paper, you do more of what I say, hey, this working, and you do none of what I say, hey, this is not working. I'll go back and change your grade if your score goes up. So let's say you score a 70. You're like, yeah, on part 1 of your paper. Well, where'd that go? And then you correct all the stuff. And I don't have ears that are that big. They just stick up my head to hold a pencil. You correct that stuff in part 2, and you score a 95. I'll go back and change your paper, your score on part 1 to 95, because writing is rewriting. Okay, fine. And so I will reward you for rewriting. Okay. And the way to be ready, to make sure that you're ready for the final exam, is that you are week by week going over the discussion questions and doing the reading. Okay. Finally, you might notice slightly different than other classes that you're in, the due dates for your stuff. So if you look in the syllabus, and it's, you know, it's not a big to do. It's on page 7 of the syllabus. I'll give you the breakdown week by week for the 16 weeks. You'll notice the due date is Monday. Okay, so today, first day of class, is the 19th. The due date for those discussion questions is 11:59 Monday on the 26th. That is a week from now. Why do I do this? Because I know many of you are working while you're doing this degree, and I want to give you the opportunity, to do your best work with that weekend. But please do not wait to the weekend to do your work, and do not keep everybody waiting for your work, okay? Because people cannot respond to posts that aren't there. And my doggy just walked in. You know, you're interrupting in the middle of a video. Do you know that, doggy? Okay, no, don't lick the computer. There's nothing good there for you, nor for me. Go on. All right, and that's what I get for not closing my door. Okay, so, you know, that's there to help you, but don't use it in a way that hurts your classmates, all right? Give everybody some love. Okay, so for this week, the module is up. You have the readings, you have the questions. I'm sorry, I do not see the participation quiz. I will get it put up and turned on. Okay, make sure that you have the texts. Okay, print that syllabus and take note. Coming very, very soon, I will give you, there goes the dog. I will give you, I should say my wife's dog. I don't have anything against dogs. That one, where did it just go? That one. Dumb as a bag of hammers. Sorry. Anyway, I'll give you a sheet that explains the paper and, you know, what it is that we're looking for. Okay. And I'll see to it that the participation quiz gets up there. Because if you don't take it and you're not registered as taking the participation quiz, they could actually de-enroll you from the course because they don't think that you're really there. All right. If you have any questions, boom, please feel free to email me. Please note from the syllabi and the syllabus, man, I'm not in this chair come Sunday. In fact, I'm usually not in this chair come weekend. So don't wait to the weekend and don't make people wait, because then there's nothing to discuss. All right. But I am in this chair or somewhere very nearby during my office hours, which are printed right on the syllabus for you. So if for some reason you need to speak with me, go ahead and give me a call. If you have any problems with getting to an assignment, any issues, and that includes, man, I'm smoked. I'm having a hard time with this. I don't quite know what I'm doing. My writing needs work, whatever. Please contact me beforehand. Don't leave me hanging. All right. This is professional development. All right. Do not tell me after the fact or right at the deadline, because then it makes it difficult for me to do anything that's going to help you. Okay. Help me, help you. Help me, help you. All right. Okay, everybody. That's it for this week. Normally we'll have usually 2 videos, one in which we look ahead for the week and one in which I go over the material that you covered. So we haven't covered everything. So this week, just one video, and they'll be like, 15, 20 minutes. Typically I work hard to make sure that we don't go over 20 minutes. So we get right to the point. All right, everybody, have a great first week. I'll get the syllabus quiz up and send you an announcement when it is. And otherwise, I will see you on Canvas. Take care. God bless.